sugar. Ah, honey, honey.
Coach Drew right here. Today, we will be talking about fat burners, the side effects of it, and whether it works or not. Alright? Okay, so fat burners, I'm pretty sure all of you have sort of taken it somewhere at some point in your life. Or you may have heard of it but have never come across it or have never even bothered to try it. I mean, you've seen it from big pharmaceutical companies, you know, even some doctors would prescribe it, or even supplement companies, you know. So whether this thing works, we're gonna talk about it right now. And this is the side effects of the fat burners. This is just one of the very few side effects that you will be facing if you're taking it. You know, taking it at a high dose, you know, or just a control dose. If you're not used to it, this is just the side effects that you will be facing long term. Right? One is definitely anxiety or headaches. You know, all this is caused by your cortisol, which is a stress hormone. It increases as you take those fat burners. Right? The other thing that will be affected would be your sleep disruption. You know, also known as insomnia, for if it's really bad. Because what it does is that all these fat burners that you're taking has really high caffeine content in them. You know, so it may speed up your metabolic rate, which increases your blood pressure as well as your heart rate. You know, and if you have heart issues and you're still taking these things without even consult your GP, it can actually lead to heart attack. You know, this is just one of the very few examples. The other one would be stomach issues. You know, you're gonna have diarrhea, constipation, and you know, other bowel movement issues. The other thing that's gonna be affected by all these fat burners would be your liver. You know, the liver and the kidney will both be affected from taking fat burners long term. You know, and where I'm going into next is I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to introduce to you the types of fat burners that you can find outside. So basically, you have 4 types of fat burners. You know, you get the appetite suppressant version, where you take it, you not feel hungry at all, right? So when you don't feel hungry at all, you're not gonna eat. So if you're not gonna eat, you're technically in calorie deficit. So if you're on a deficit, you're technically losing weight, you know. But of course, you gotta vary it with physical activity as well. You know, you can't just not eat and not do anything, right? Then the second type would be the thermogenic fat burners. What this does is that it increases your body heat. So when the body heat increases, it utilizes your fat cells. And that's how this can sort of burn fat, right? The third version would be the fat blockers. So what this does is that it inhibits the absorption of the fat within the body. And what it does, it excretes the fat out of the body through your bowel system. This is to prevent the fat cells from converting itself to the adipose tissue, which is fat reserve. Alright? So what's going to happen if you're taking this version, the fat blocker version, is that when you head into the toilet and do your business, or take your number 2, you're going to shit fat out the floor. When you look down, you're going to see a lot of yellow stuff in the toilet bowl. Pretty disgusting. But yeah. Anyway, the 4th type is the stimulant-free fat burners. This one, what makes it different from the other 3 is that it doesn't contain any caffeine in it. Alright? This one is not really common. It's like decaf coffee. You know? So yeah, these are the 4 types of fat burners that you can find out in the market. And here we are with the natural fat burners. I mean, this is not the complete amount of natural fat burners that you can find. This is just a few that I'm going to be listing in here. So what makes them natural is that they are not heavily processed compared to the ones that you can get on TV or the content, right? So one, definitely caffeine, right? If you love coffee, hey, good news, natural fat burner, right? And it does the same thing, it increases your heart rate. And this is one of the main ingredients in every fat burners that you can find, right? Second thing is green tea extract. If you don't like coffee, you can always opt for green tea, right? So inside you have two ingredients in green tea. You have caffeine and your EGCG, your polyphenol epiglycolic. If you combine these two together, it helps to burn fat or utilize the fat cells. Then the other one, no surprise, whey protein or even protein itself. You don't need to be taking just whey protein. You can be taking fish, chicken, duck, lamb, any form of seafood. All this they fall under protein as well, but you can definitely opt for whey protein, right? Which is something that you can get from your friendly supplement store. And what it does is that, again, pretty simple, pretty direct. It helps to boost your metabolism, and it keeps you satiated. It keeps you full for a longer period of time. And the fourth one, which is the most common thing that you've all heard, those heavy gym goers, you all know what L-Carnitine is, right? But do you know what it does? Apart from fat burning, what L-Carnitine does is that it converts fat cells to energy source. But here's the thing. This is one thing that you don't have to be taking in anymore, because your body produces L-Carnitine itself. So why put in something extra when your body produces it already? It really doesn't make sense. If your body produces it, you don't need to put in extra. Sometimes more doesn't mean better. All right. Then the cayenne powder. So this is just one of the very few ingredients that you can use for cooking. Why cayenne pepper or cayenne powder is that apart from having vitamin C, A, and B6, it has one of the main ingredients that can be used as, can be listed as fat burner, which is your capsaicin, right? Capsaicin it is basically a thermogenic substance which helps to speed up your metabolism. You can also find capsaicin in bell pepper. You can find it in chili as well. And this is basically good news for all those spicy food lovers. But I'm not encouraging you to eat too much spicy food here, because if you are taking heaps amount of spicy food, guess what's gonna happen? Stomach ulcer. You don't want that. Not fun. Plus you'll be burning like hell. You don't want that. And the other thing would be your vitamin B12. Apart from B6, B12, it is also there to help you to burn fat. All right, technically it does, because it helps to convert the food that you've taken. It helps to convert it to energy. So energy equals calories. So what it does is that it helps to aid in the breakdown of your fatty acids and also maximize the production of the protein cells. In a way, it speeds up protein production. These are just the very few natural fat burners that you can find. Okay, but I'm not encouraging you to solely rely on it. Okay, to really maximize fat loss or weight loss, what you want to be doing is to make sure that you have proper nutrition. Right? Number two, an adequate amount of exercise, physical activity. If you can turn up to the gym, great. If you can't turn up to the gym, it's not the end of the world. You can always head out to jog. To bodyweight exercises, swimming, even fishing. All this, as long as you're doing any form of physical activity, proper nutrition, and if you can get good amount of sleep, that would be great. All these things, they help you in the long run. But if you were to resort to all these things right here, it does help, but to a certain extent. It will not be able to give you that long-term result. So what I'm trying to convey is, always exercise. Watch the food that you're taking. Alright? And here we are with Stephanie Lam. She is our resident class member, and today we will be talking about fat burners. Stephanie here, we had conversations where she would tell me that, she told me that she has taken several fat burners before. So I'm gonna let her share what triggered her into buying those fat burners and what made her stop. Yeah.
So mainly I use fat burners for several reasons. Firstly, I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure sometimes we are desperately looking for shortcut or last minute solution. So maybe I had a dinner that I need to, look pretty in, like in dresses that I can't fit, then I would desperately need to find a way. Of course, couple it together with workouts. And then, but most of the time, I didn't really finish the whole thing because I was suffering some of the side effects. The side effects include losing my sleep or irregular heartbeat, which made me feel very uncomfortable, or I could even have like constipation. So yeah.
Okay. So how long were you taking those fat burners for? And did you get anything out of it?
I would say that they didn't work, but I would say they did work until a certain level, like maybe a 1-2 kg, which is what I needed. But I wouldn't say that the results were sustainable. Meaning to say, once I stopped taking it, I start feeling like I gained back the weight.
So it's like what I've said earlier in the video. All these fat burners, they sort of work to a certain extent. Even if you're taking all these natural fat burners, they will not, basically taking all this will not give you long-term results. When you're taking it, it's just, what we're talking about, you probably could have results for, say, maybe 1 to 3 months, and then everything will start to revert back to how it was before. Did that happen to you?
Yes, it happened to me, and I even complained to my GP that, it stopped working, and then is there any other way? So soon I found myself looking for the next best solution, which the GP also, of course, advised me that, you just need to start working out, girl. Okay, then, yeah.
So the other thing is that when you were taking the fat burners, in that process, what were you going through? What were you feeling when you were taking it?
I didn't know what to expect. It's like, surprise, I don't know what will I be feeling. So I lost some sleep. It's not just some, it's a few continuous nights of sleep, but I really need it fast, need the weight to go down fast, so I just stick through it. And then once the occasion, the dinner is completed, then done, I was just done with it, and I completely threw the whole box away.
But this is the one thing that Stephanie didn't realize. When she was taking those fat burners, she was literally joining 2 class sessions here every day. So one class after the next. So what is actually happening is that there was more energy output from what she was doing. She had a lot more output. So what the fat burner did was more of a placebo effect. She actually put in more hard work. Not to say that the fat burners didn't help. It did, a little bit, sort of, to a certain extent. But what she didn't realize is that she was actually putting in more effort into exercising, into training. Hence, she got the result that she wanted.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, because when we take products together with the workouts that we did, we kind of forget to acknowledge that we actually did the work, we actually work out. So yeah, it's one point that I forgot to acknowledge myself. I did put in effort as well.
See, so these are the things that most people don't see. They don't really acknowledge it. They would have the idea that, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna pop 1-2 pills in, or I'm just gonna take 1-2 scoops of this fat burning supplement, and I'm gonna drink it, then I'm gonna train, I'm gonna lose weight, I'm gonna exercise. But here's the thing, you're exercising, you're working out, and there is calorie output there, So when does this fat burner come into play? It does increase your heart rate, you do feel pumped, but right after that, what do you feel? Never forget to acknowledge yourself that even with all this fat burning stuff that you're taking, you're still exercising. You are the one that's putting in effort, And I'm pretty sure along the way, she was also watching her food intake. So what she was doing without realizing is that she was working out twice as hard as before. 2, she was actually watching her nutrition. 3, if she could get proper sleep, she would want to sleep in, which is rest. It's really important when it comes to weight loss or fat loss. But all this thing, it doesn't have any relation to the fat burners, So in a way, I'm not saying that it doesn't work. It might work to a certain extent. This is just my opinion, But it can also be a placebo effect. It plays with your mind like, oh, I'm taking this right now, I feel pumped, I'm gonna lose a lot of weight, And when you finally got the results, you're gonna be like one of the marketing tool, one of this fat burning company's free marketing tool. You're gonna go around and talk to your friend like, I've been taking this fat burner, it works really well, I've lost a lot of fat, I've lost a lot of weight, you should try it, So technically you're giving free marketing for this company that you're doing that literally you have no idea whether it works for you, without realizing that you are the one that's putting the effort into getting you to where you want to be.
And I would also like to add on that, because of that, there's also a lot of products out there that also mislead other people. Like, honestly speaking, those agents which I got the product from, they are quite pushy. I mean, and one thing I'm a bit concerned about is when looking back is that they didn't really sell with scientific evidence. Like they just say, oh, you should lose weight. I'm sure you want to look better than now. I'm sure you feel tired for working out for hours every day. So just one thing that I would like girls out there to really check the label, the nutritional content, or what's the ingredient they will use, and really go check one by one each ingredient. Like I'm sure Andrew today would like to share some of the most common ingredients found in this product, whether you found them on pharmacy or some agent just happened to introduce to you. Be really careful. And these products usually don't come by cheaply. It's actually quite pricey.
One thing I would like to add into what Stephanie would say, like make sure you check the labels, make sure you check the ingredients. Here's the thing, all this can be forged, all right? They're actually evidence where it can be any supplement company, right? They can forge the ingredients, and just put, say, an approval by KKM, right? There would be the KKM number, the license and everything, but I've done my own research. I will grab a few of these products, I will get the serial number, and I'll check with KKM, with the internet these days, you just head into KKM's portal, there's a site where you can just key in the serial number and to see if the product is legit or not, And I would say, sadly, 10 out of 10 times, all these local products that claims that they've been approved by KKM have not even been listed under KKM. So they're making false claims. So you as a consumer, you wouldn't know. You will buy this and you'll be like, oh, wow, KKM approved, so it's safe for me, I can eat this. But here's the thing, when you buy it, or before buying it, please do your research. And that's just on local products, But when we talk about the international products, say products from Taiwan, from China, from US, from Hong Kong, all these fat burning supplements. Here's the thing, they would claim that they have been approved by the FDA, right? Now, same as KKM, there is a portal in the FDA's page. All you have to do is to go in, again, type in the serial number or the company's name or the product, and let me tell you, 10 out of 10 times, all these products, they're not listed. Don't believe me? Go grab one local product and go check KKM's portal to see whether it pops up. This is just what I've come across. This is why I do not trust these things.
Although it's very tempting, like the product claim you can lose 5 kg in 1 week. They are very tempting.
So basically what they're doing is that they will target your emotion. Because every girl that or women clients that I've trained, their main concern is their weight. Will they look good wearing their dress? would it look good wearing that or this? So right there, you have invested a lot of emotion into a dress or, you know, a photo shoot session, let's say. You know, then when you hear someone telling you like, oh, you know, this product that I'm taking is like so amazing. You know, I can just take this and look, I've lost so much weight. You know, right? But the thing is, you're not sure whether this person is taking it legitly or just trying to sell it to you.
Or whether or not they are just solely depending on that product and not something else as well, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think really need to find out like.
Exactly. So my advice to, you know, it's not just girls but men as well. All right.
Yeah. I do know some men who take fat burners as well, mostly those bodybuilders. So it's not just specifically this message, not just specifically for women, but for men as well.
Exactly. But one thing to keep in mind is that if you're going to invest in fat burner, always do your research. Yeah. So.
I have to admit, I never do my research one.
Well, that's why she went into buying all these things.
Yeah.
But thank God, right now she's no longer buying those.
Yeah.
You know, all I know is that she has been actively. I mean, Stephanie she's a really busy person. You know, from what I know is that if she has time, she would go for a jogging session. You know, if not hiking, if she has extra time, she would turn up to the gym to train. You know, even if she's not doing all these things, she would do house chores at home. You know, by doing house chores at home, how is that not physical activity? Even from washing a car, that's physical activity. You know, so thank you, Steph. Thank you for this short brief session. So, thank you, everyone. And we're back with the next segment with Coach Dylan. So kita tahu hari tu kami mau cakap pasal fat burner lah.
Yes.
So kita sebagai atlet Sarawak, kita pernah sih pakai fat burner untuk cut weight.
So sepanjang career kami memang pernah pakai fat burner. So kami just pakai natural dengan melalui workout, food dengan air. Ya jalan yang selalunya.
Ya jalan. Ya, and then setahu kami sudah anti doping itu sudah biasa kita pakai fat burner juga lah.
Betul, sebab dan minggu lepas mesti silap kami orang semua elite athlete ada join WADA pun seminar ataupun course. WADA ya World Anti-Doping Association. Okay. So seminar lebih kurang dalam 4-5 jam. So kami orang setidaknya terangkan apa prohibited list dengan apa jenis suplemen yang boleh kami orang ambil dengan boleh ambil. So kami orang semua belajar dengan langkah apa substance ataupun chemical yang ada dalam sikit-sikit suplemen dengan bahan terlarang lah yang boleh yang boleh mengolah badan kita rosak.
So I'm pretty sure kita pun tahu apa side effect dari fat burner lah.
Betul.
So dari kita pun pengetahuan, kita tahu sih apa side effect.
Yang kami tahu lah dalam pengetahuan kami, side effectnya dekat jantung, kita pun kidney, kita pun hati, kita pun limpa, and banyak ni lah yang penting lagi yang kami belum belajar.
So sampai ni tu tak nak pernah sentuh any fat burner pun.
Memang pernah sebab actually kami orang pun suplemen semua disupply oleh MSN yang ataupun ISN yang dah dicek dengan yang memang diluluskan oleh WADA lah misalnya. Ada mas dengan WADA.
So kita sebagai atlet Sarawak, apa nasihat kita mau beri untuk sida member-member rangka ataupun untuk just an advice lah untuk sida should they take fat burner or not?
Saya pun saranan lah untuk orang-orang luar pun ataupun member-member ataupun any kita orang yang mau kurus ya, mendapat try elakkan mendapat janganlah ambil fat burner tu sebab yang memang banyak efek yang si bagus untuk badan kita. dengan kesihatan. Masia sikit bendaya hanyalah sikit produk yang untuk orang jana pendapatan dia. So kita sebagai pengguna bijak ataupun kita mengamalkan cara hidup sehat, mendapat elakkan dan jangan ambil efek benda. Diajaklah sebabnya pun efek mungkin bukan kena itu, mungkin akan kena pada masa akan datang.
Very true. So basically, what you can see right here, even a world, not to say world, soon to be world class, all right. Currently, the Starbucks athlete, also Starbucks Sprite, right. They don't use any fat burners to get to where they want, you know, or in order for them to make weight for any form of boxing tournament. All they did is just constant training and proper nutrition. They don't really rely on fat burners because they know what it can do to your body if they were taking it. I mean, Dylan is in great shape right now, you know, despite being in the off seasons. All he's doing right now is just training.
Training 2 session dalam sehari, kadang pun 1 session. Yang penting mesti olahraga.
Now, 2 session, one session in the morning and 1 session in the evening.
Yes, 1 session in the morning, 1 session in the evening. 1 session dalam sejam setengah, 2 jam lebih kurang.
So dalam sikit session ya, apa kita buat?
So dalam sikit session ya, macam pagi kami orang banyak ke cardio, running, sprinting, apa semua. Masia petang banyak ke technical, sparring, back walk, punching bag, lebih kurang macam ni lah.
So there goes, you know. It shows you like that consistency is key. You know, it's not just so much on relying on a certain product to help you to get you to where you want to be, you know, or expecting it to work like magic when you're just taking it and not doing anything physical at all. You know, just a simple physical exercise like maybe walking in the park, walking your dog. You know, if you have kids, bring your kids for a walk, washing your car. All those can also help you burn off those calories, which is way better than you just sitting on the couch watching TV, which is playing a game. You know, so thank you, Dylan. Like I say,
Sama-sama.